Hi, I am C, and today I'll be going over confirmation bias. As a term is typically used in the psychological literature, connotes the seeking or interpreting of evidence in ways that are partial to existing beliefs, expectations, or hypotheses in hand. Examples, examples include personal interpretations. People with pre-existing notions in their head about a certain idea are not reliable eyewitnesses. For example, a person who thinks all children are annoying and misbehave will see a child acting out and use this to reaffirm their opinion, whereas someone who loves children will look at the child and see someone who just wants love and attention. Both opinions are shaped by the inherent opinion towards children in general, which shapes how they view a situation. Social interactions. Some people get angst when they send a text and don't receive a reply back. They start to invent stories in their head as why their friend or loved one may not be responding. The longer the silence continues, the more affirmed the person feels, having their insecurities confirmed by the lack of response, rather than assuming the person is just busy at the moment. Why is this a problem, you may ask? Well, this type of bias can prevent us from looking at situations objectively, can influence the decisions we make, and can lead to poor or faulty choices. Well, you may be asking, how do we stop it? Allow yourself to be wrong. If you want to get closer to objective truths, you have to be able to admit you were wrong, especially in the face of new data. If you can't admit defeat, it makes you incapable of making new discoveries in this world. You can avoid biases by being aware of your belief systems, whether your belief is for a religion, a political ideology, a cultural worldview, or something else. Be open to disconfirmation and allow yourself to be wrong. Test your hypothesis. We're typically more aware of our assumptions than our biases. But like biases, assumptions often keep us from thinking clearly. Before Einstein came up with the general theory of relativity, the common assumption was that the universe was static, neither expanding nor contracting. Einstein's equations allowed for a dynamic universe, but his idea was rejected outright. Later on, Edwin Hubble would show that the universe is expanding and it's risky to presume that your assumptions are correct. Always test your hypothesis. You can do this by searching out disconfirming evidence of theories and forming factual supported arguments with new evidence that can further prove your point. Beware of repetition. Political and religious tenets often get repeated for emphasis, for intensity, for effect. This tactic is actually a form of brainwashing wherein you begin to think that something is true simply because you heard it so many times. It's one of the many weaknesses in the human sensory system. It's also a dictatorships in cults operate. Listen for repetition and be especially skeptical of what powerful people tell you again and again and again. Well, quick summary is, for one, test your hypothesis. Allow yourself to be wrong and beware of repetition. Well, I am C. This is my second video, and thank you for watching.